Biden and Kamala administration accomplishments. As of January 2023, had the lowest unemployment rate out of any president in over 50 years. Signed the PACT Act into law, which expanded health care and benefits to veterans. It now covered veterans who were exposed to burn pits, Agent Orange, and other toxins that were once used in war. Reauthorized the Violence Against Women Act. The Inflation Reduction Act created 86,000 jobs, increased hourly wages to exceed inflation, and Biden's Department of Labor also moved to extend eligibility for overtime pay to 3.6 million more salaried workers. Reduced healthcare premiums under the Affordable Care Act by $800 per year with his American Rescue Plan. Passed $1.2 trillion in infrastructure improvements to strengthen our airports, bridges, railroads, public transportation, internet, and energy systems. This also created 660,000 new jobs. Biden pumped more oil than Trump while also focusing on and creating millions of jobs in cleaner and renewable energy sources. Signed the Safer Communities Act to combat gun violence, which provided increased funding for mental health care, enhanced background checks on gun sales, and closed some loopholes on obtaining guns. Ended the Republican Party's 20-year Afghanistan war by withdrawing all of our troops and ceasing military action there. Successfully forgave a 10 to 20K portion of student loan debt for working class Americans who make under $125,000 annually. Child poverty was cut in half under the Biden administration.
I wanted especially Cameron to meet you because it's hard to become something that you haven't seen before. So, Cam, this is the Vice President of the United States.
You and me. I'm counting on you to be a leader, okay? Will you say leader? Leader. Say, I am a leader.
I'm a leader.
Yes, you are.
Biden capped prescription drug costs for seniors at $2,000 annually. He allowed Medicare and Medicaid to negotiate prescription drug costs. In just a short time, 10 of the top medications in the U.S. have been added to this program. The Biden administration provided COVID relief stimulus checks to Americans, increased unemployment benefits, and also added renter protections throughout COVID. Added a 15% corporate tax on the largest corporations in our country who, along with their CEOs, already largely avoid paying taxes due to loopholes, and we tax them at a lower rate than we did 100 years ago. We rejoined the Paris Climate Agreement with every other advanced country in the world. He added 6.6 million jobs in 1 year of his presidency, the most in U.S. history. He strengthened NATO by helping include Sweden and Finland. The Biden administration authorized the successful assassination of the terrorist group Al-Qaeda's leader. Imposed economic sanctions on Russia to condemn their war efforts on Ukraine, a non-violent way to combat them without getting our military or troops involved in war. He signed the CHIPS and Science Act, which invests into American manufacturing and job training in the innovative field of technology. Froze federal executions. The death penalty costs more than life imprisonment. It passes the torch of murder onto another person. It doesn't hold the perpetrator accountable in the long term for their crimes, and doesn't allow for future exonerating evidence that we have seen free death row inmates many times before. Passed the Equality Act, prohibiting discrimination against LGBT people for housing, employment, public accommodation, education, federally funded programs, credit, and jury service. With the Respect for Marriage Act, they cemented pre-existing gay and interracial marriages at the federal level, so Republicans cannot invalidate them even if SCOTUS overturns their previous same-sex or interracial marriage rulings. Lifted the military ban for transgender people whom had previously been kicked out of the military by the Trump administration, regardless of if they were post-op or even seeking to surgically transition.